talk about my older members. It's always a good thing in a church to be able to keep people in relationship for years, that you develop a love for each other, and it's still relevant today. So I'm really grateful for that. So so we're dealing with transformation, and I've been talking about it, but I want to start emphasizing areas where transformation has to take place, because our job is to transform our church. I need you to help me to do that. I need you to help me do that. I need you to see that it's something that we are doing as a church. We are doing as a church. Not just me. It's we. It's we. Now, we're breaking out of our tradition. And when you break out of tradition, one of the hardest things to do is to break out of tradition and take everybody with you. Everybody don't go with you when you break out of tradition. Some people get stuck. And sometimes they get stuck because they love nostalgia. They love the way things were. And they're like, I don't want to change. I don't like change. Why don't it just stay like it been? I want to remind everybody that it was hard for the children of Israel to get Egypt out of them. Even though they was going to a promised land, Egypt was still their struggle. Egypt was their struggle. So anytime you move for change, everybody don't feel the same way about change. Some people struggle with the past, and the past to them was perfect. Talk about, it's like if you ever hear some of the members who were in the beginning of our church, they talk about the old Jonesville. That's the old Jonesville. But can you imagine how it is in just about almost every church that moves forward? You can talk about one of the churches that changed in our city. You don't hear that name anymore. It was Garvin Temple. Y'all remember that name, Garvin Temple? Who was the pastor of the church? Pastor Odom. He moved from Garvin Temple to what? Temple of Glory. Now, there were some people who still love what? Garvin Temple. And Garvin Temple, for some of them, is like, why we need to change? Why we need to change from that? I love that. I love that. While you're loving it and you're holding on to the past, you're not recognizing that the better is yet to come. Because you're trying to live in that, but you don't try to do that when it comes to a car. That old car you used to have that had no air conditioner, what did you do? Come on, did you move to air conditioner? Yeah, I mean, used to be people say, well, I don't need an air conditioner. I got four windows. I just let them down and dry. But do that work in the summer? All you get is heat. So change is inevitable if you're making improvements. If you're going to improve, you got to change. You got to change. So it's not a threat to you. It's a blessing for you. The church was challenged, JBC Jonesville, when they invited me in to be their pastor. That was a challenge for them. They had just built a new building, and they had a pastor in it. And yet they asked me if I would be their pastor. And I was willing, but it started by saying, we're going to change in how we practice salvation. And once we said that, the old pastor got up and said, I've been baptized and I've been filled with the Holy Ghost. And he said, everything that young man said, which was me, I already got that. And when he said that, I looked at him and the Lord spoke to me. And the Lord said, don't count him. He said, don't count him, because he needed everything you just said. He didn't have any of that. But he said it, so he told a lie to the congregation right there in this church. Helen was there. She was the only one there at that time. And when he said it, the Lord spoke to me. I didn't know what God was doing. I didn't know that God wanted me to take the church. When I got through teaching, Deacon Harold came to me and said, would you take this church? Well, he said the Lord has showed him the church need to be a Holiness Baptist church. So he was saying we need to change. Even though his pastor says he didn't need it, he already got it. Matter of fact, he went as far as to tell the people I tried to make him get baptized. And the Baptist group that our church was fellowship with, they had a meeting on me because I had brought about a great deal of changes in the church. And they were thinking about what can they do to either stop fellowshipping with me or try to get me out of that church. And they couldn't do either one. They couldn't do either one. And we kept fellowshipping with them until they dissolved it. They dissolved it because they was tired of fellowshipping with me. Because I was a threat to their old way. Because people were coming in getting the Holy Ghost and getting baptized. And that was a threat to their old way. But I enjoyed the fellowship because I preached every union and they had to hear me preach every union. And they got to where they just couldn't take it no more. I tried to hold on to the union. They didn't want to. And I tried to hold on to it. We had become the largest church in the union. We were the smallest church when I got in there. Is that right, Helen? We became the largest church. By the time we became the largest church, they didn't want to have nothing to do with us. Which it was fine with me. But I wanted to stay. I wanted the union to survive. And when we meet, and so they would appoint who would be the next president of the union. And the consideration was me. But then they said, but no, if you take over, that's why it's dissolving now. We wanted so you can't be the president. So I never became the president. But I didn't cry. Somehow we moved forward and we became a greater church. So when a church becomes stuck, it has to move forward again. And we become stuck. Now, we become stuck. Now, you know, when I first started pastoring, Bible class was well attended. Well attended. Now Bible class is, if you want to come, you may be whatever. It's like the information that's being given is not being received. So that means that we got to change our culture. I say everybody need to come to Sunday school. Everybody need to come to Bible class. Now, and Bible class has to be more transformative. So what we're dealing with, I'm going to deal with some of the 5 ways we need to transform us today. 5 ways. Number one, let's pray. Father, thank you for everything you got to give us today. We bless you for it in Jesus' name. All right. Number one, we need to go back. We need to revisit what the early church was. And that is, we got to become the church of the scriptures. Church in the Bible. So we don't have to get something new. We just have to become what was already established. We want to get back to that. And that's one. And number two, we got to love better. Come on. We got to what? Love better. The old church was known as the church of love. We got to get that back. We got to become a transformative, loving church. Say it with me, a transformative, loving church. So that means everything I talk about, we got to do it how? Intentionally. We got to practice these things. We are a transformative what? Say it with me. We are a what? Transformative, loving church. Everybody wants to feel what? Loved. Jesus said, this is how they're going to know that you are my what? Because you have what? Love one to another. So we have to become a transformative what? Loving church. So that's our motto. What's our motto? We are a transformative, loving church. We are what? A transformative, loving church. So all that has to be what? Intentional. All of it has to be intentional. So it can't be just a motto. Got to be something that we're working to do. And then we want to get into some more things later. All right, so that's the first part. So getting back to the original intent of the church that Jesus was establishing. Can you imagine when Jesus, before he left, he had meetings with his disciples and he told them the things he wanted them to focus on? And we go back to Matthew 28. Matthew 28. Matthew 28. You had it, Matthew 28, and we go to verse number 19. Matthew 28 and verse number 19. All right. Matthew 28, verse number 19. Yeah, I'm on time today. I know I shock you. All right, 28 and 19. Go ye therefore, y'all got it? Go ye therefore and do what? Teach all nations. Go ye therefore and teach all nations. Now, obviously, we have to understand that the biggest thing about ministry has to be in the area of what? Teaching. Teaching. Somehow we got caught up in the area of preaching. And we didn't realize that what Jesus wanted to do to transform the world says you got to go and what? Teach them. Teach them. So you're giving out knowledge, not just inspiration. You're giving knowledge. Knowledge is transformative. So it's so important to give out what? Knowledge. Knowledge. So he said, go ye therefore and do what? Teach all nations. He said, I want you to be a teaching center. I want you to be a place where people are taught. You teach them. You teach them. You give them the word. You give them the word. And they come because the word is important. Verse number, 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 1. Look what he says. Y'all got it? He says, as newborn babes. Soon you get it, we can get it together. 1 Peter chapter 2, verse number 1. Y'all have it? 1 Peter. It's something like getting rid of malice, right? Look at it. We lay aside all malice and all guile. Come on, is that right? Come on, read that. Come on. Woo! And newborn what? Come on. I love that. I love that. I want to read it again. What does it say? Wherefore, now let's consider this idea. Let's consider this idea. Let's don't run from it today. Let's consider it. We're dealing with transforming, right? So what is it saying to us? It's saying that you really can't grow with malice. You really can't grow with what? Hypocrisies. You really can't grow what? Envious. So you can't get caught up in the blackness of what the black people are into today. Trying to make us have these fights with people. You know, as a new, look what he says. He says, wherefore laying aside all malice. So what you do with all that stuff? Anger and bitterness. What you do with that stuff? You got to get rid of it. You got to get rid of it out of you. You can't let people stir you up. Come on, you can't let people stir you up and make you say, boy, the way they're doing black people today is so wrong. It's wrong how they're doing everybody. Is that right? It ain't just black people being, do you see how they're treating the immigrants? Is that crazy? This is America. I mean, they can't take their kids to school, and they got to remember their number. They got to have their numbers and stuff. Do you know this is Antichrist-like? This is deep stuff. You know, we're sleeping on it, but this is some deep stuff. Yes, ma'am.
They have to have a number, an envelope that they give them, they got a number. In order, if they work, they have to have that number in order to give the money that they work for.
Now, y'all think about that now. The signs of the Antichrist is here. And obviously, the person who can make those things come to pass quicker is our president. He helps show us the sign. Now remember now, this thing we got against him, y'all about to stop that. Listen to me now, because whatever he's doing, God is allowing it to be. Is that right? So we're going to get out of here in a way. So whatever his job is, he's doing his job. And we got to focus on what we supposed to be doing. Now, but this is a terrible sign, but it's also a beautiful reminder when the Antichrist takes over and you can't buy or sell unless you have your number. And that number is the mark of the beast. So this is a reminder. Now, us as a church, we're like, long as it ain't us, it ain't us, it ain't my house or my family, but it's a reminder from God saying, look at this, look at this, look at this. So we already see this is a serious matter. Yes, ma'am. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You know, that is beautiful. That's a beautiful point. I'm telling you. Yeah, I was at some place and they said, no, you don't need your card. I mean, we don't need no cash. We won't take no cash. We won't take no cash. We just use the card. Now, that's saying to us as a church why we need to be transformative. We don't need to be status quo church no more. Status quo church, the thing done changed right in our midst. And some of us have a little idea of what's going to happen when the Antichrist take over. So we see the signs of it now, similarities of it. So we got to get in a hurry and be transformative. Come on. All of us need to change. Come on now. So let's come back to that. He says, desiring... So look at what he says. He says, we lay apart with 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 1. We lay aside all malice, all guile, and hypocrisy. Now let's pause on it a little bit because we're trying to transform ourselves, and we know that something choked the word out of you. Hypocrisy is when you're training yourself, this don't fit me. This ain't about me. You train yourself not to take the word to change you. You're above seeing it as I need to change my conversation. Lay aside all malice. Stop being angry. Stop being mad. Stop being quick-tempered. Lay that stuff aside. Lay it out. Lay it away. Come on, get rid of it. Come on, all malice. You got this thing in you about what you want to do to people. We black people now, we ain't like we used to be. We don't take that stuff no more. Lay that malice alone. Come on, tell your neighbor, say, lay that malice alone. Lay that stuff alone now. We black, times have changed, but we're Christians. Come on, we're Christians. We don't hold grudges. Come on, church. We don't hold grudges. Come on, we don't hold grudges. Transformative. We transform it. So whatever somebody does, this ain't the old days. No, this is the sanctified, set apart, set aside, separated from the world. Lay aside all malice. What else did he say? All guile, talking bad, saying bad things out of your mouth. Get control of your mouth and your feelings. And what else? And look what he said. And what? And hypocrisy. Ooh. You're doing saying one thing and living another way. Come on, come on, come on. That's that old style church where you hide behind the name Baptist. You hide behind the Baptist, you hide behind that name, which means I can do anything and still be in the church. Because I'm Baptist. We throwing that stuff out, right? Because we know you ain't hiding behind some religious title. You want to be a full Christian. Come on, church. You'll change. Yeah, that's like my 8:30 service. What was that sermon? It said, don't what? Don't get stuck on what? Stupid. Anybody heard that one? Heard that message? Yeah, that one. Did it stay with you? Transformative. That's what we're trying to go to. Transformative teaching and preaching. Anytime I preach, recognize I ain't trying to make you just feel good. I'm trying to get you to change. All right, so look at it again. Look at it again. So he said, all evil, and I love this, all evil speaking. So what would be evil speaking? Yeah, what would be evil speaking? Talking about people? Talking bad about people? Yeah, they talking about Bishop Jakes today, right? They talk about Bishop Charles Ellis today, right? They talk about a lot of different preachers, Jamal Bryant. You know, you got to watch what you put your mouth on, what you talk about. Evil speaking. Don't talk bad about people, even in your church, even who are part of the family of God. Don't talk bad about them. If they're not what you think they ought to be, don't talk bad about them. Don't talk bad about them. You know, evil speaking, just saying evil things, they ain't no good. They're just not. All right, so listen again. He says, that stuff got to go. See, you're trying to grow. We're trying to grow. We're trying to grow and be more like Christ. So we got to control our mouth and our feelings. These are things that get in your feelings and you start reacting based on how you feel. Got to get out of that. We walk by faith, not by our feelings. Our feelings got to go. Stuff that you get upset and angry over, people you're mad at. You can't be like that as a Christian. Listen to me. The stuff that they're trying to get us to be mad with Donald Trump and Republicans, oh, they show that every day. You almost can't watch the news. They're trying to give you their opinion. The Democrats did this. The Republicans did this. Whose side you on? You understand what I'm saying? They're trying to persuade us. Should you vote? Yeah, you should vote. They say vote your conscience. Well, I think you should vote your conscience, but I think you should vote. You should pray about your vote. Pray about your vote. Pray about your vote. And you might, pastor don't have no candidate I can tell you to vote for. But one day I might have somebody, I might encourage you to consider them. I might encourage you to consider them. Now, whatever you want, whichever way you go. But don't be persuaded by nobody. Have your own opinion. Be true to your own feeling. The last election told us a lot. The people who voted for Donald Trump, they voted for him because there are a lot of different reasons. If you got a family with one kid, look at me, y'all. If you got a family and you ain't have but one kid, in your family you ain't have but one kid, and if that kid hanging around somebody, and that kid said, I'm not a male or a female. Huh? Come on now. And if one party encourage you to have that kind of idea, should you vote them in? No. If you ain't got but one kid, if you just got two kids, you're going to vote for somebody who's going to tell the kid, you male or female. You hear what I'm saying? Because you are threatened about your own inheritance. Whether your kid is going to do what your kids should do. Keep the family name going. That's a problem. Now, I'm going to tell you, now, they're going to say it's not a problem, but it is a problem. That's a problem. If I ain't got one kid, I want my kid to be male or female. Now, if I had to vote somebody in who going to say, that's right, that's a male, that's a female, what you think I'm going to think about? Y'all hear what I'm saying? Is that important to you? Is that important to you? Giving out money to the poor, that's important. But the truth of the matter is, you have to vote based upon what you believe, what you feel. I believe all of it is important. But I sure do not believe the Democrats need to stop all that foolishness. I'm going to say that openly. They need to stop all that foolishness where they don't care about whether that is an agenda. They got to stop that. That's foolishness. Because I want my family name to stay on the earth. My daddy gave it to me. I gave it to my kids. I want my kids to give it to their kids. I want that to be. And if any party don't want to respect that, I ain't interested in them. I don't think, I'm going to throw this out here. And I'm going to get off and hit this, I'm going to leave because I got to finish teaching. We don't have to be Democratic because we black. We don't have to be Democratic because we are black. It's not an automatic. I want y'all to think about what I said. Well, we black, we ain't Democratic. You don't have to be Democrat because you're black. I think what we all to be is independent. Make everybody earn your vote. Say, I'm waiting on you to prove to me that you got my values. You got what I want, what I believe in. Well, in the past, they was this way. But what are they today? In the past, they was a certain way. But what are they now? And that's the important thing. Look at it again. All right, 1 Peter 2:1, he said, look at it again. He said, wherefore, I said, you lay aside. So you lay things aside. And you lay aside because you're trying to grow. You can't grow with a lot of mess in you. I'm going to tell you that now. You got to get the stuff out that's hindering your growth. And the stuff that's hindering your growth is the stuff that's coming out of your mouth. Those feelings. You got to know when your feelings are wrong. You know, the Bible talks about how your feelings can really become wrong. Do you know you can like things that's wrong? Come on. You can like things that's wrong. You can fall in love with things that's wrong. And you say, well, what's that song that said, if loving you is I don't want to be right. Now, we can fall in love with the wrong stuff and have such a resistance in us that we don't want to correct our behavior because we love it so much. I love this. I love that. But it's wrong. If it's wrong, fall out of love. Ask God, Lord, help me to fall out of love with this. Help me to hate what you hate. Give me the desire to quit it. So I pray, I open my mouth and pray, God, take this out of me. Look at Jesus in Gethsemane. He says, Father, let this cup pass. What he was saying, I want to live. He said, help me, help me. We all got a problem where we had to ask God to help us with some desires. God, help me. My desires are awful. They're wrong. These feelings are wrong. They are not like you. Help me. Get it out of me. I don't know why I got these desires. I don't know where I get these feelings from. Get them out of me. Like to talk about people. Like to put people down. Like to say bad things about people. Like to talk and say things, you know, so-and-so, 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 so-and-so. That's my conversation when you see me. Lord, get this out of me. I don't want to love gossip. I don't want to love gossip. I want to turn it away. When I see gossip coming, hey, drop that off at the garbage can. Don't bring it here. I don't want to eat slop. I don't want to eat that slop. It's like somebody coming to you, bringing you a plate of food with a bunch of ants on it. Come on now, would you eat that? You know their hands are dirty when they bring you the food. Who eat from people like that? So we have to evaluate, catch what I'm saying, get that stuff out of us. We have to work on purifying our hearts. So he said, lay aside, which means that you got the choice to move it and put it to the side. Put that thing to the side. Don't let that be a part of what you're consuming. Don't consume malice. Don't consume people angry and bitter. Don't consume that. Don't eat that stuff, because what you get into you makes you feel it. The other day I was at the house, and my wife looked at my feet and looked at my ankles. Said, "Boy, you're swelling." I was so swollen in the foot and ankles. I didn't know what was wrong, but she knew. She said, "You ain't drinking enough water." And she was absolutely right, because I hate to drink water sometimes. Sometimes I go through a spell of drinking very little. Oh, he does the same thing. So may we deliver you today. So I was sitting there. So she was working on me. I had to get up and drink. I just started drinking and drinking and drinking. All the swelling went away. All that went away. I mean, it just started moving, and it moved so quickly. And I know I've been feeling a lot of things, but I didn't realize that I'm neglecting my own body. So I got to lay aside that don't want to drink. I got to get rid of that. Remember, I tell you, sometimes we like things that we need to ask God, help me. Come on, talk to me. Help me, God. Help me. Help me to stop eating things that I know ain't good for me. Help me. So what we do, we lay it aside. You know what I found out? One of the best way to stop eating stuff you shouldn't eat? Number one, say it loud. You said it. Say it. Look at, she got it. Say it loud, mama. Don't bring it in the house. Don't put it in your car. It's like Sam I am, eating green eggs and ham. Do you like it with the fork? Do you like it in the box? Do you like it in the car? Do you like it up? Do you like it in the air? He said, Sam, I don't want it with the box. I don't want it with the forks. I don't want it in a car. You got to tell Sam I don't want it nowhere. Get it out of here, Sam. Yeah. Matter of fact, you know, I found out, I'm gonna tell you, I found out that when you shouldn't eat something, if you keep it around you, what happened? You compromise. There's a compromising thought that's going to put it in your hand. There's a compromising thought that's going to put it in your mouth. Am I right? I mean, that's not fair. But there's some people that got extreme control over their will. Some people have it real good. They have it real good. But you had to ask even then, do you really have a desire for that? Because if you got a desire for it, you can pick it up without thinking. So he said, lay it aside. So when you lay something aside, you got to move it away from you. So every time we think about it, move bad speaking away from you. Move hypocrisies away from you. And you can be a hypocrite, because I got things that the Spirit had revealed to me. You being a hypocrite over that. You being a hypocrite right there. That's hypocrisy. You know, the Holy Ghost is a conscience. The Holy Ghost will talk to you and let you know that that's wrong. That's wrong. That's wrong. That's wrong. And isn't it good when whatever you're doing wrong is private? What happened when it becomes public? Come on, y'all. Yeah, I mean, Lord is trying to keep you from letting things be public. He's trying to keep it in a private place. He's trying to keep your hypocrisy in a place of privacy, where it can just be you and him dealing with it, and not become a public matter where other people would find out about it. Man, you do good. You understand what I'm saying? God's trying to get you to work on it. He said, let's keep me and you do it. Let's keep me and you do it. Me and you, we can do it. It ain't got to be exposed. You ain't got to be exposed. People ain't got to know you do this. People ain't got to see it. They ain't got to know about it. But we can deal with this, just me and you. Look what Peter said. Lay aside all what? Hypocrisies. When you know you got some hypocritical ways, work on it. Come on. It ain't gotta be public. Tell your neighbor, I'm glad God ain't told nobody.
I'm glad God ain't told nobody.
Come on, tell him again. I'm glad God ain't told nobody. Sometime when I know one of the things about one of the prophets that come to our church, sometimes I'll be sitting there thinking, say, Lord, I hope they don't tell people what that person's doing. Because I know we got one prophet, before you know it, it comes right on out. I be thinking, oh, Lord. Because whatever someone's doing privately, it's private. And that's why it's in there, because he's trying to tell you there are private behaviors that's stopping your growth. There you go. And I think it's in the Song of Solomon, I think it is. He said the little foxes that spoil the vine. Listen, understand transformative. What is the word today? We're becoming a what? Transformative, loving church. Write that down. Write that down. You got to keep that and give it to everybody. We're becoming a what? Transformative, loving church. Write it down. I'm going to ask you what it is. I'm going to ask you. Transformative, loving church. All right. Now we're dealing with our points. We're dealing with our points. That's 5 points. Now I've already given you 1 point, 2 points. I want to get to other points. All right. We started in the book of Matthew 28:19. Go ye therefore and do what? Teach. Go ye therefore and what? Teach. So where are we in the season of in this church? We're in a teaching mode. We're in a teaching mode, Doc. We're in a teaching mode. That's what we are. Because we know to transform, it's going to take teaching. It's going to take teaching. And we got to teach the devil out of us. Teach carnality out of us. Teach Hades out of us. Got to teach it out. Got to teach it out. And then once you hear it, once you see it, don't point it to nobody. Point it to yourself. Trying to get me right. Because I believe that the Lord is making it loud as he can to say, you are being transformed to the last days when the Antichrist is going to take over. You are seeing signs of what it will look like in your country right now. You're seeing signs of what it's going to look like. So you as a church, whatever you're going to do, you got to do it right now. Tell your neighbor, whatever you're going to do to get close to God, you better do it when? Right now. If you want your kids saved, if you want your friends saved, if you want to see people saved, you got to do it when? Right now. Whatever you're going to do, you got to do it when? Right now. And we got to get a right now mentality. Got to get a right now mentality. Got to get a right now mentality. All right. So we're in a place of teaching. All right. So what was the first one thing I gave you? Teach. Then the next thing, and the next thing should be the loving better. And number 3 would be loving that word. Loving the word. Loving the word. Say it with me. Loving the word. We got to love that word. Got to love that word. Babies love milk. Bible says newborn babes desire sense the milk of the word. I watched my little grandson, man, he loved milk. When milk, when it was time to break him from the milk, and he saw milk, it was time to break him from him, but when he saw it, Sister Mary, started some real trouble. Yeah, I mean, it would be some stuff in there, and they didn't want him to have the milk, and I'm granddad, and I'm like, get that boy some milk. Yeah, boy, some milk. Hold that milk from that boy. What's wrong with y'all? They ain't take y'all milk. But when you got to grow, you got to what? You got to take it away. There are things you got to take away when you're trying to grow. And if you can't take it away, you ask God to take it away. If you can't do it yourself, if you don't have the strength to do it yourself, ask God. I say to God, Lord, get this hypocrite out of me. Lord, get this hypocrisy out of me. Lord, I want all this hypocrisy out of me. I want all this hypocritical stuff out of me. I don't want to be a hypocrite. I want to deal with all these things. I want to be a light and example. Work this stuff out of me. Work it out of me. Take it out of me. He said, lay it aside. Get it out. So if you lay something aside, right, that means you don't keep it in front of you. You don't keep practicing. You lay it away from you. That's what God is saying. Lay those behaviors away from you. Get those behaviors away from you. Get that stuff away from you. You're trying to be like me. You're trying to be like me. You're trying to be like me. You're trying to grow. Look at it in James chapter 1. James chapter 1, verse 21. He calls it something else. I like what he says. Look at it. Look at it, Ebony. Lay apart all filthiness. See that? See that? What else? Superfluity of what? Naughtiness. Look at that. And what else? Receive with meekness the engrafted word, which is able. So why should you desire that word? That word is going to save you. Come on. So you got to lay stuff aside. Lay apart all what? Filthiness. How many of you know there's some filthy behaviors? Perverted behaviors. Perverted thought. Perverted ways. We live in a perverted world that would entertain us in perversion. We're on the internet. A lot of perversion is on there. Lord, take these things away from us. Take them out of my eyes. Take them out of my spirit. Take them out of my mind. Don't let this stuff get on me. Don't let this stuff be held in me. And sometimes it has been clearly the truth that sometimes the people who are sometimes the most visible people have more private situations, more visible preachers and teachers have the most private situations that they don't deal with. And that's the thing. If you don't deal with it privately, it becomes what? Public. But you got to have a desire. You fight it. I fight it by myself. So I'm fighting it. This thing I got to fight. You lay apart. You lay apart all, get away, same thing. Get away all filthiness. Whatever ain't clean, get rid of it. You know, when I was a little boy, I don't know where it was in Detroit, but Phyllis, I know where it was in Mississippi. When we had the word filthy, it meant dirty. Mama said, them some filthy clothes. She said, get that dirt, get that dirt. That filthy house, clean it up. So he said, lay apart all filthiness. Look at that, filthiness. Now, I want to get into all these other things, but we're transforming, and transforming starts with behavior. You got to start with your behavior, and you got to start with the things that you have gotten trapped into. You've gotten trapped. You gotten trapped. You gotten trapped in a behavior that's not right. And you got to get that behavior out. And you got to get it out, and you got to want to get it out, and you got to want to do it. And I'm telling you, if you want to do it, and if this word is getting to your spirit, you want it in there. I want it in me. Lay apart all filthiness, superfluity, filthiness. And look what he said, naughtiness. Look at that word, naughtiness. Naughty behavior. And look at that. Man, that thing, it just clearly shows that there are things you have the strength to do, the power to do. And you got to take that power and you got to use that power to move away from something. Come on, you just got to move away from it. And what he's really saying, and I'm going to tell you this, what he's really saying, Ron, is this. What he's really saying is some fights you can overcome it better by moving it away. Sometimes you want to show that you can resist it. Say you had a drinking problem. Say you had a drinking problem. But you said, but the Lord delivered me. He'll deliver me. So you buy beer, put it in your refrigerator. And you say, I'm delivered. Come on now. You buy it. You don't drink no more, right? It's for anybody who come by. I just got this for people who come by. What happens one day when your resistance falls? Come on. What happened one day when you're in a bad mood? Well, what happened when you're in a bad mood? Then what was in that refrigerator starts saying, I don't care, you don't care, I don't care, I don't care no more. I don't care no more. Come on now. You get in that mood, and before you know it, what happened? You know, popped it and gone to drinking. You never would have been tempted with that if you were. Look at Romans 13. Woo. Everybody say transformative. We're just trying to transform. (13 and 14). Y'all got it? 13 and 14. Who take notes when I'm teaching Bible class? All right, you taking notes? Do me a favor. Take your notes, write them down, and give them to Facebook. Write down Bible class. We had these things. If you don't get the favor, give it to our office. We're going to put it in a letter. I want people to get these words, whatever I'm teaching every week. I want you to help me to give it to the church. We're going to write it down, and we're going to compile it together. And when we start next week, we're going to have it already what we talked about. So we ground we done covered to make sure we don't keep covering and going back. We only go back to revisit what we started. I want everybody to be on the same page. Look at verse 14. You got it? But put you on what? And what? Make not provision for the flesh to what? To fulfill the what? So what is that? To fulfill that temptation. So how you break that thing? You don't put it there. You don't put it there because if you know you've had a what? A desire for it, don't put it around you. Make no provision. No, hey, don't put it out there. So that's one, that's two. So we said loving the word. So we got to love that word. 3, we got to love that word. 4, we got to put that word in action. Tell your neighbor, witness. You got to start witnessing. Witness what you heard. Witness what was taught you. When I first got saved, that's what the church used to do. They used to talk about what was taught. I got through preaching Sunday. I had dinner with the people from Mississippi on Monday. And one of the things they said to me said, I couldn't get that message out of my head. Stuck on stupid, I couldn't get it out. Said, man, that's the best I've heard in years. A little simple message, but it had a lot of truth in it, but it also had application. And when you got application, that's what makes it sticks. And they could see it so vividly. Understand that people, when you get a revelation, when Bible class is giving you a revelation, share it so the enemy can't take it from you. If you share it, that means you are causing it to go deeper in you. When you go talk about it, you are causing the seed that fell on the ground now to open up. In other words, let me share what I'm saying. In other words, what's happening when the seed fall on your ground, so it falls on your soil. But what makes it go down is when you start talking about it. It makes the seed then start sinking into that soil. Yeah, you want it to sink down. You want it to sink down. So you see the word as a seed, but you want that word to go down deeper. And what makes it go down deeper is when you're talking about it, when you're communicating with it. Because you're trying to get it where? In your spirit. Trying to transform you. And once you start talking about it, writing about it, that means you are now applying your eyes. You're dealing with the fact, I'm learning this. I'm learning this. I'm going to close. Let's go back over this. So that's 4. So my last point that I'm going to give you, but I can't give it to you today, but I just want to give it, is prayer. Prayer to help, ask God to help you to put it in action. Put that word in action. The Bible said we're forgetful hearers. We hear something and we forget it. James said we forget. We behold and see our face in a glass, and we go back and forget how we look. In the mirror, forget how we look. So I don't want to be taught and not put it in action. I don't want to hear and not put it in action. I don't want to hear and leave it in Bible class. I want to see, and what helps me is when Lord, I thank you for that word today. I needed that. Help me to put it in action. Because you didn't give it to me for it to entertain me. You gave it to me to transmit this in my spirit, in my body, in my mind.